Hello, and welcome to the podcast From Stress to Success Blueprint. I'm your host, Lolita Guarin, and today's episode 264. And I am continuing a conversation about expressing your feelings because it is very important that we honor our feelings because, as you know, if you will not express that, the body keeps score. So then you'll get sick physically. So that's no good. Okay. Um, the problem is with this that we as children learn from our parents or caregivers how to express your emotions. And we do not really regulate them because when you're a child, you really kind of tune in into adults, the whole neural system, and they really regulate your emotions. And that's not like I created this, okay? I mean, this is science. So what happens is when you grow up in an environment where adults are overreactive, they yell and they express emotions really not healthy way, you learn how to express those emotions not healthy way too. And I tell you, I used to be one of those people, and maybe sometimes I still am, and I just love and feel empathy towards myself because I'm doing my best. Okay, so you should do too. And I remember my parents will lash out at every little thing. They will make it a huge deal. Everything is a big deal. It's like catastrophizing all the time. And, when we are very happy about something and we express our happy emotions, I mean, that's great. Like, yay, let's share with the world. But when a lot of those not really happy emotions and we angry, annoyed, and fearful and scared and all this, it can come across very heavy on other people. So I want to talk about how to express those emotions safely. Okay, so there are three tips that I want to give you about that. And number one is pause before reacting. I know it's very hard to do that. Just, breathe in, count till 10, uh, breathe out, obviously, you know, or take a few more deep breaths, you know, and then say what you want to say. Like anything else in life, is a habit. If you are not going to practice it, it's going to be very hard to do. But I learned it with my own experience that when I start practicing that of telling myself like, no, wait, don't react. The person probably, they really didn't mean to insult me, or whatever it's happening is about them. It's not really about me. Um, I start taking those pauses, and I got to the point that a lot of times now I just automatically stop and try not to lash out. I'm doing so much better now. Um, so pause. If you can, pause. But then teach yourself how to pause. And it gets better with time. Then, second tip is use the I statement. Okay. When you tell people how you feel, you just say, I feel frustrated here because you told me you will show up at 3:30 and now it's 5:30 and the store that we were planning to go, it's closed now. So it frustrates me because I made a plan for you and me to go there and now it's not happening. When we start a sentence expressing our feelings with the statement I, it doesn't come across so, you know, uh, like we're just exploding on another person and we're pointing fingers at them and say, you made me feel bad. When you start I, it always, is being taken better. So remember that when you want to say something, start with the place of I. And if let's say you have an argument or miscommunication, whatever, you can say, what you said about me and about the situation made me feel unheard, made me feel scared, made me feel not seen. Also, if you are in a conversation with someone and they make you feel upset and all of those bad feelings, like that you don't want to feel, you should tell them why you feel that way. Just imagine you are in a situation where somebody is not feeling well, but then they express with the statement, I feel abandoned because, and they explain it, then you can relate to them. You can say, oh, okay, now it makes sense. It makes sense. So that's why I recommend you to give a little more details and really being honest with yourself and being honest with them, and start with the statement with I, and just go a little bit deeper in there. Now, the third thing, um, if you feel like, yeah, this is easier for you to say, it's just impossible for me to go to those emotions right now, revisit them later. You can say, I feel I'm too upset right now. So how about we talk about this in half an hour? Or say, how about we'll talk about this next day? Or if you're in the situation when something happened and you feel like about to explode, figuratively talking, um, you can tell yourself, even especially if there is no other person to talk about, right? Like, there's traffic, for example, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Definitely you need to think to yourself, can you control this? Can you not? And then, go through my calm process. But you can tell yourself, I feel this way. I'll give myself space. If I cannot control this now, cannot process my feelings right now, that's okay. I will think about the situation tomorrow or in a day or whatever that is. So you give yourself time, but you still show that you're controlling this. You're allowing yourself to process it. And you will feel calmer because you will address this later if there's some issue with that you still need to solve it. But at the same time, you're not abandoning yourself. The worst thing is to do is like, oh my gosh, this is very bad. I don't want to feel it. And then you're like, oh, I'm going to have a glass of wine. And then I don't even need to think about that. No, this is not the way to do it, because that's how addiction is being born, because you don't want to feel that. And it's all about expressing your feelings, letting them out so you can honor them. You can honor yourself, and you are staying there. So you do not abandon yourself. So there you have it. If you have a great tip about how to express emotions, and maybe you have a story about your life, or you heard someone had some great tips how to express your feelings, I would like to hear it from you. So leave me a comment below. And of course, if you need help with clarifying those emotions and in creating your own system, your own personal tools, how to manage your stress in any situation, I'll be very happy to have a session with you. And right now, I'm running a special 30-minute special calm process. Um, so take the advantage of this, all of this in the description below. And tomorrow, we have an amazing interview with Brittany Crossan, and she's a social media guru. She has an event coming up in April, where I will be a speaker, by the way. So if you want to come and meet me in person, come there. All of this definitely will be in the description under her video that will be coming up on Monday. So I hope you will be back and check it out, that video as well. And we are talking a lot about stress, of course, on social media and how we can handle all of that. And we had some great conversation about parenting and having business at the same house and all of that. So I hope you come tomorrow and listen to that video as well.